Mysore is noted for its heritage structures and palaces, including the Mysore Palace, and for the festivities that take place during the Dasara festival when the city receives hundreds of thousands of tourists from around the world. Mysore Palace or the Mysore Maharaja Palace is located in the heart of the city. It is one of the most visited monuments in India and is one of the largest palaces in the country. It is also known as Amba Vilas Palace, which was the residence of the Wadiyar Maharajas of the Mysore state. Locally in Kannada, it is called as Mysore Armani. The Mysore Palace is built in the Indo-Saracenic form of architecture, which is an exquisite blend of Hindu, Muslim, Rajput and Gothic styles of architecture. Such architectural revival movement by British architects in the 19th century, drawing elements from Indo-Islamic and Indian architecture mixed with Gothic and Neoclassical styles. It is a three-storied stone palace with marble domes and has a 145 feet tall 5-storied tower. There is a large garden surrounding the palace. Entry to the palace is through doll pavilion with traditional dolls of different times displayed and a wooden elephant decorated with gold. The kingdom's motto, "Never be terrified," is written in Sanskrit on the entrance gate and the arch. It has 3 gated towards the east, opens only during the Dasara celebrations for VIPs, west opens during the Dasara celebration and south for public. There are many secret tunnels from the palace cellar that lead to Srirangapatna and other confidential areas. The Mysore Palace faces the Chamundi Hills, as the Maharajas of the Mysore were said to be devotees of goddess Chamundi. There are 12 temples inside the complex with construction time ranging from 1950s. The private hall of the Amba Vilas is a luxurious hall with doorway carved out of rosewood. The king used to hold private meetings with ministers here. The Darbar Hall or the Diwan-e-Aam is a 150 feet high public hall which was used for public announcement and hearings. The royal throne inside the Diwan-e-Aam, displayed to the public only during the Dasara celebration, is an artistic masterpiece with mesmerizing artwork on the gold covered throne. The wedding hall or the Kalyana Mandapa is another massive octagonal shaped hall south of the palace with glass ceilings and glazed tile flooring. The ceiling is filled with intricate kaleidoscopic artwork. The Mysore Palace has a rich history attested to it. It used to be the residence of the royal Wadiyar family of Mysore from 1350 to 1915 for almost 600 years. During its lifetime, the palace had been built and rebuilt many times. In 1897, the ruler of the Mysore, Krishna Rajendra Wadiyar IV, ordered the restoration and reconstruction of the palace after a wooden palace was destroyed by a fire at the wedding ceremony. Lord Henry Irving, the British architect, was commissioned to replace the older palace. The palace construction was completed in 1912 and cost of amount of Indian rupees 41 lakhs at that time. In 1914, several renovations were made in the palace structure, which included the public Darbar Hall. The descendants of the royal family continue to reside in one portion of the Mysore Palace, while most of the palace is now state-owned and converted into a museum. It's one of the most famous and well-known attractions in India, attracting more than 6 million tourists annually. Above the central arch is an impressive sculpture of Gajalakshmi, the goddess of wealth, prosperity, good luck, and abundance with her elephants. The palace is surrounded by a large garden. The palace is a treasure house of exquisite carvings and works of art from all over the world. Mysore Palace is a priceless national treasure and the pride of a kingdom. The Mysore Maharaja Palace is the seat of the famed Wadiyar Maharajas of Mysore. The palace is now converted into a museum that treasures souvenirs, paintings, jewelry, royal costumes and other items, which were once possessed by the Wadiyars. It's a kaleidoscope of stained glass and mirrors. The tastefully decorated and intricately carved doors open into luxurious decorated rooms. The ground floor, with an enclosed courtyard, displays costumes, musical instruments, children's toys, and numerous portraits. The upper floor has a small collection of weapons. The beautifully carved mahogany ceilings, solid silver doors, white marble floors, and superb column Darbar Hall are a feast to the eyes. The palace is a treasure house of exquisite carvings and work of art from all over the world. Exquisitely carved doors open into stunningly luxurious rooms. The front of the Amba Vilas Palace has an open balcony supported by massive circular columns. The royal throne, the regal seat of is called Sinnada Simhasana or Ratna Simhasana with captivating artwork on its gold plates is displayed during the Dasara festival. The Maharaja of Mysore used to sit on the golden throne and hold darbars in the public darbar hall. The painting of 8 manifestation of goddess Shakti and an original painting of the renowned painter Raja Ravi Verma are also on display. The Mysore Palace complex has a selection of 12 Hindu temples. The oldest of these was built in the 14th century while the most recent was built in 1953. Someshwara temple dedicated to the Lord Shiva, the Lakshmi Rama temple dedicated to the Lord Vishnu and some of the more famous temples. Mysore Palace is the venue for the famous Mysore Dasara festival during which leading artists perform on a stage set up on the palace grounds. On the 10th day of the festival Vijayadashmi, a parade with caparisoned elephants and other floats originates from the palace grounds. Tourists visiting the Ambavilas Palace during Mysore Dasara get additional entertainment as they can watch the activities of Mysore Dasara. Elephant shelter inside the Mysore Palace compound. Palace authorities have introduced battery-operated vehicles to have a tour in the palace premises. It's available between 10 am to 6 pm at the entrance of Mysore Palace and priced at ₹40 for adults and ₹20 for children. A traditional procession, also called Jumbo Sawari, takes place from Mysore Palace and ending in Bandi Mandap. The goddess Chamundeshwari is carried on a lavishly decorated elephant followed by floats and cultural troops. The gorgeously lit up Mysore Palace and the innumerable fairs and parades taking place in the city prove that attending the Dussehra festival here is one of the best things to do in Mysore at night. It is the most extravagant affair that brings the city to life and also one of the most celebrations happening all over India. Mysore is a magnificent city and it looks even more ravishing at night. The best part of is that it is very safe to roam in Mysore at night with family or friends. So next time when you plan a vacation, go on a night tour and witness the city come to life as the dusk hits. Friends, if you enjoy this video, please share this video as much as possible, subscribe my channel and press the bell icon.